need y'all to get in here, because the stuff that we got to talk about today dealing with Diddy, man, oh man, this is crazy out here. How they just keep on sacrificing these boys. And the fact that the whole world sees it and y'all are not even moved by it because it's happening so much. So how you guys doing? What's going on? Get in here. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And please press that 5 to make sure you can hear me. Press the 5 if it's working. You guys can hear me really, really good. Now, let me tell y'all what's been going on out here in these streets. Everybody is talking about Diddy, 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 as they should. I have yet to go live and talk about him with y'all. I've been meaning to. Hey, sweet Callie, how you doing? Hey, Linda. Hey, Pamela. Hey, Patricia, girl. Hey, Kim, beautiful. Hey, Rashida. Is that my Rashida? Girl, if you my Rashida, you know I'm going to need you up in here. You know, hey, boss queen, I'm so glad that y'all up in here. I am sick to my stomach. I am sick to my stomach to know what happened to Q and to so many boys. They're telling me Diddy out here, he get next to men, y'all, and these men wake up and they soar. They soar in their back door, and you already know what happened. I don't need to tell you what happened, what Diddy did. Oh my God, he's taking their souls through their back door, okay? And Ray J, honey, he said that Diddy put him as a bottom. He said that Diddy made him a bottom, and he did it on himself. Yes, he did say that. And I got to thinking. I said, well, damn. You know, maybe he turned TD Jakes into a bottom too. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff going on. And I just pray for the women out there, because you women out there, these are the men that you're marrying. You know what I'm saying? These are the men that you are expecting to lead you, and they are leading you on destruction, girl. Ooh, honey, it is so much to be said. It is so much to be talked about. I can't believe it. Okay. Oh my goodness. So let's get these likes up, and I got the link up here. If you guys want to come up here and speak, I would love to know what y'all feel about this. I can't be the only one that's upset. I can't be the only one that's sad and feeling some type of way about this crap, man, because it's keep happening over and over and over again, and nobody's doing nothing about it. And I believe it's happening right now before our eyes, and we don't even know. Man, oh man. All right. So I have this clip here from day 26. It is going viral. A lot of people are talking about it. So I want to play it, and I want to get your thoughts on it. And we're going to go through the TikToky and all that and see what else is going on out here dealing with this. Let's hear. You guys ready? Let's go. Oh my God. That looks like a ritual. That looks like a sacrifice. What is going on? Mind you, he was drugged up. He said he was on horse tranquilizers, y'all. He said that one of his friends, Don, made him take all these drug pills. And this is going on. Let's play. Hey, yo. You hear that? Let's go get that nigga. We about to go downstairs and get. You hear that? That's Diddy voice. See, I don't want no Diddy playing with me. He playing with the lights off. What is this? They too old. These are grown individuals playing with the lights off. Ain't that sad? Q. Everybody come on. I don't like this. No, we're not playing these games. Y'all too old and too grown. Diddy out here playing games in the dark. That's how it starts. And they got Q kind of, man, I don't want to clock that T, but did you see that wrist? Did you see how that wrist bent? That's very telling. I don't know if they turned him into a homosexual before or what. But honey, how he looked surprised and that wrist bent like a homosexual. I said, damn, is he gay? That's my first thought when I seen it. I said he gay. But I don't know if they turned him out before or what. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. But I'm trying to figure it out. But I know Diddy did want him for bon appetit, right? He wanted him on a plate for dessert. That's why he had to drug him up, you know? And Q said he was sore too. All these men, they said after they spend out Diddy's house, they get sore in their butt. You know what I'm saying? And they said in that back door area in the butt, that's where a man's soul at, in the butt. So he needs to go into there to get your soul. Let's go. Oh, and they all laughing. And did you see Diddy hands? His hands was all in the middle of Q's thigh. Did you see that? Q had them black jeans on, and Diddy was rubbing his hands all in the middle of that thigh. I saw that. I saw that. Look, Diddy hands all on his thighs, girl. All in that groin area. Y'all don't see that? Yeah. And then look at that gay ass shirt he got on. Ain't that? Look at that see-through gay shirt. That's the man. If that ain't feminine, I don't know what it is. Is that a see-through shirt? Is that a see-through shirt? How you gonna leave the party, nigga? How you leaving the party? This nigga going to party. I was like 5 hours. Hey girl, how you doing? Esther, how you doing, baby? It's so good for you to be up in here. Esther, you gonna come up here and talk to me, girl? Hey, Ricky, girl. Hey, Ricky, child. I'm sorry. Let's go. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. Look at her ass. What's so fucking funny? Huh? See, they doing pranks with... No, what's so funny, Don? Yo, your face. And his legs all gapped open. Look at that wrist. Look at that wrist. And they grubbing on that tummy. Look at Diddy. Diddy hands going in that. Look at that hand. Y'all didn't see his hands going in that area? Man, I know a black big hand when I see a black big hand. His black big hands was going all on his thighs. All up, you know where. Yeah. And you know, Diddy get bold on camera. You know what I'm saying? Just like when he was on camera and he was talking about Usher and how he was freaking on Usher in the bedroom. And they had to fight over the Frosted Flakes, girl. Yeah. Was it a Frosted Flakes or the Fruit Loops? I don't know which one it was. And they said that he done gave Usher them bumps in his hole. Yeah. That's how he got that bumps up in his backdoor hole. That's what they said, honey. I don't know how true it is. They had to rush Usher to the hospital, girl, because he was bleeding from the butt. And then the mama said, you going to make sure my son become famous. And Diddy said, I'll make sure and I'll pay whatever to keep it on a hush-hush. And then after that, they got another one in, Justin Bieber, and they did him in the same way. Man, I don't know if it's virgin butt, but he likes that hole. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I'm like, do Satan like shit? You know what I'm saying? Why he like to go in that hole, that dark, funky hole? You understand? I don't know, girl. But this is some shit, ain't it? It's some shit, right? Oh my God. How you feeling, Q? And he talking about he feeling good and he just smiling, knowing he ain't feeling good because he said he didn't feel good. That's why he keeps on talking about it. He said something going on with him. Look, they got video footage of this man crying about that night. And he over there smiling, talking about it feels good. It feels good. Yeah. It ain't feel good.
You Day 26 just posted the video of his allegations that happened to him at the Hamptons when he was with Diddy and Don Richard. Q alleged during this Hamptons trip that he released the video footage of that Don Richard allegedly gave him a pill that was supposed to be an e-pill, but he found out it ended up being horse tranquilizer. With these allegations,
what are they doing with tranquilizers, horse tranquilizers? Huh? What are you doing with horse tranquilizers? Day 26, no, he got, man, I think he know he was a bottom. He know he got fucked. He know he got plowed. He know he got plowed. He got plowed, man. Yes, he did. Press 7 if you feel like he got plowed. He got plowed and he know he got plowed and he don't feel right about it because he know his manhood is taken out. He can't even be a whole man no more because once your ass get plowed like that, man, you can't be no man no more. You know what I'm saying? And he dream about that all the time. He knows something off. And Diddy didn't use no rubber. And I believe that Diddy, his seed, his babies is all up in day 26, growing in him. And all those spiritual demons just growing inside day 26, causing him to have mental issues. That's why he's spazzing out now. That man ain't been right ever since that night. You know what I'm saying? And if a black man don't be crying like this. And if a black man is crying like this on the internet, he doing a whole bunch of crying behind the scenes. I don't know how his wife is coping. But I do have learned that a lot of wives, they know these men are getting plowed in their back door. And these wives, I'm sorry to tell y'all, I know in the public, it's a lot of girls, I ain't gonna do all that. I ain't gonna be with that nigga. Dumb is motherfucking liars. Liars. In the real world, behind this internet shit, they be knowing it and they be sticking with these men, honey, okay? They be knowing it, girl. I don't know. They just want to be a person to help these men, or they just so desperate because they need a piece of man to validate themselves, or what. But they with them and they know. All right. So let me continue to play. And can we get the likes up, y'all? Play.
Q said that he felt very manipulated and exploited because Don Richard also had a pill during this time, and
Esther, he married, ain't he? You bet. Come on now. Esther said, who married him? I don't know, girl. I just assume he's married. What man? He's a nice looking man, right? And he's straight, right? So he should be with a wife. I mean, why would he not be a wife unless, he living an alternative lifestyle? But I was just assuming that he was married, child. I don't know.
He alleged that she never took hers. He has said that this is the part that really haunted him because he feels like they were using him as some type of experiment. He then went on to talk about
they was using his back door as a sacrifice. They needed another soul to open up a dark portal, and they used his backdoor hole for a sacrifice. And I think they need a virgin hole, a virgin man hole, because Cat Williams said a man hole is more valuable than a woman's kitty cat. Yeah. A man hole is more valuable than a woman's kitty cat. And they always say, well, won't they give? It's a whole bunch of homosexuals. And it is, ain't it? And they would love to be down with it. But they don't want them homosexuals, honey. They want a virgin hole. You know what I'm saying? And I guess, how people say, they need a virgin to do X, Y, and Z to get powers. They need a virgin male hoe to get them powers, And I guess that's why the Cat Williams said that how much did Diddy offer him for his hoe? what, $5,000, $3,000, $4,000 to get up in that hole one good time, you know? And I guess Diddy say, well, listen, I do you one better, man. I'll put your ass down on some horse tranquilizer. You won't feel a thing. I'll liquor you up. Oh my God. Did y'all hear that video of Meek screaming? Meek Mills. Oh my goodness. Man, I heard that video and I was just crying. I was crying for Meeks, man. And then he gonna come out here acting like he ain't, that was not him. He know that shit was him. Man. But they say that's how you get in the game. But I bet Q96, what's his name? 96, what? 97, 26. Q26, he probably felt like he got cheated. Because not only did they sacrifice his hoe, but he didn't get nothing in return. I mean, look at him now. He's probably broke and shit. He ain't get shit in return. You know, at least, you know, if you going to get your hoe snatched, at least you living in the mansion, you living something good, you know. But I don't know what he doing, girl. But let me play it.
About how him being given this horse tranquilizer literally messed him up psychologically for quite a while, which could very well.
Okay, Tim said, why was I crying for Meek's meal? Because I was so sad, you know? And somebody just taking advantage and him doing all that screaming and moaning and shit. You know, it was horrible. You know who else I cried for, Tim? Do you remember the Players Club when that guy did that to that girl on his birthday? And you know, I forgot them names, but yeah, I cried for her too. And you know who else I cried for too? Tina Turner. When Ike was beating her ass and had her in that booth and pushing around, just was, you know what I mean? It's just, it hurts my soul. It hurts my soul to see somebody they can't, you know, they don't want it, and they just gonna force that shit on them and just keep on doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And all that, just cry for help, screaming for help, you know? And you know what I think, Tim? If it's a hell, that's how probably people screaming in hell, right? You know how Meek Mills was screaming on that video? That's probably how hell sound, right? All the men just screaming like that, getting fucked. Whew, honey, I tell you, it's a lot going on. It is a lot going on. See, other people crying too. Shannon said made her cry too. Yeah. You know, seeing a man getting broke down like that and lose his manhood. And you know, once you do a man like that, he is broken for life. He can never come back from that. That's what Terrence Howard was saying. Didn't Terrence Howard say it? Terrence Howard said it loud and proud. He said, once you lose your manhood, ain't no coming back from that. Ain't no coming back from that. That's it. Woo. And honey, he got experience in Hollywood. He know what's going on out there. And look at that guy, Briar. What's his name? Bry Sure? I don't know his name, child. But you know, he was on that Lee Daniels movie. You know, what's that? Empire. Yeah. And you know, Lee Daniels, he's a homosexual. And I guess that boy, he was real young, and probably he had a virgin hole too. You know, they lock him young. And they said Will Smith had him, and then Will Smith passed him to Diddy. Now, why Diddy in music? What the hell? And I guess they was switching them back and forth, girl, until they ain't want his ass no more. And now they said he done came out as a whole homosexual, doing homosexual videos, and he's a big drug addict too. They say he's on drugs real bad with more homosexuals. And honey, they say he just looked like he just lost out of life. He just lost all his morals, all his values. You know what I'm saying? Whew, I tell you, Hollywood, they put him up and they spit his ass out, right? Oh, it's so sad. It is so sad.
I'll explain Q's behavior on making the band that we all saw when he would flip out and nobody really understood why or what was happening. His bandmates kept asking him what was wrong. They kept wanting to know what was going on with him. And the one particular scene where his mom is even there.
Oh, girl, it's so sad. And you're right about that, Esther. Y'all make sure y'all liking this video. Like this video, y'all. Esther said she hate that for him. That Briar dude and Will Smith and demons, Diddy are some demons, girl. And you know what else, Esther? I believe Will Smith was fucking around with Austin. Ooh, girl. And do you think he turned his son out? Cause wasn't Will Smith kissing his son on the lips? Did you see that shit? And now his son is a homosexual. And his son was real good friends with Austin at one time. I think they was fucking around. But I think the daddy wanted Austin. And then I think the mama wanted Austin. Everybody wanted fucking Austin, right? Then come to find out, Austin came out and he got him a man, girl. Okay. And then they said the man that Austin got is a little boy. They said he met that man when he was like, the man was 17. And Austin is like 15, 10 years older. So they definitely like them young hoes, young virgin hoes. You know what I'm saying? It said, do you ever talk about anything truthful? So you telling me what Terrence Howard said? Terrence Howard did say that. Terrence Howard did say that. And day 26, he did say that. Day 26 just said he was sacrificed. See, what's your problem is, hold on. What's your problem is, boy Kitty? Huh? You don't think this is going on? You don't think it's sacrifices? And they got to sacrifice their whole to get in Hollywood? What? Huh? Hell, it's usually news that's late or information that can't be proven. Boy Kitty, what do you want to talk about, Nicki Minaj? I'm not talking about Nicki Minaj today, okay? I'm not talking about Peak Barbie today, boy Kitty. Shit. Tell me what you want to talk about. Hell, we over here talking about some stuff and it's so sad, Kitty. Kitty, you so damn disrespectful. Let me tell you something about yourself, boy Kitty. Okay? Boy Kitty, are you listening to me? Tim, I don't want to talk about no motherfucking Nicki Minaj. Listen here, boy Kitty. Boy Kitty, I want you to listen. Listen good. This is a grown man, day 26. He came out here and said he was sacrificed and he was done wrong in Hollywood. And your ass want to come up here and you want to shame the victim and you want to say, oh, he lying and this ain't true. This is what this man said. This is how he feel. He been feeling this way for years. And you want to send your boy Kitty ass up here you must be a part of that Diddy gang. I think Boy Kitty is a part of that Diddy gang. Press 7 if y'all think that Boy Kitty is a part of that Diddy gang. Ooh, I can smell that shit. I know a Diddy gang member when I smell it. Okay? He part of that Diddy gang. And you know what? They want to come in here. They want to deflect. They don't want us to talk about the truth of Hollywood, you see, because they are agents that are coming here to deflect, to try to turn us around or have us argue about something else. So we really won't talk about the issues in Hollywood. But when I tell you, my God is an on-time God, and he's going to change Hollywood. He is changing this whole world. This whole world will turn around. You hear what I'm saying? And people are waking up from the bull crap. They are waking up, okay? They waking up from this shit. Oh, my goodness. It says not too many men are going to just lie about that. Thank you, Shannon. But you got people like Boy Kitty that want to come in and disrupt the peace and just say, nah, this is lies. This can't be proven. Because some people like Boy Kitty, they jealous. They are jealous, honey. You damn right. They wish they was in, what's his name? Day 26 shoes. They wish that Diddy would drug them up and get in their backs, but Diddy don't want your ass. He don't want your ass. He wants some virgin hoes. And y'all, your ass ain't no virgin with no Boy Kitty. Hell, you ain't no virgin. Hell, yeah, get your ass up. Did y'all hear what Ray J said about Diddy? Oh my God. Pat, come up here and tell us what Ray J said. I heard what he said, but I want y'all to hear it again. My goodness, I wanted to throw up. Oh, I didn't want to be subjected by that shit. That was so gross. He said that Diddy took his back door and made him have diarrhea on itself, girl. Yeah. And I bet you that diarrhea didn't stop Diddy because he likes shit. And I think demons love shit, right? I mean, it just makes sense. They love everything that's ungodly. They love everything that's dirty and unclean. They love that shit. You know, they said to be closer to God, you have to be clean. So, of course, the fallen angel, he want to do the opposite. So I think Diddy, that's not going to stop him. And then I hear the homosexuals in jail. Did y'all hear about them homosexuals in jail? Oh my God. They say this. I don't know how true it is. I'm sure y'all heard it before. They said you better not pass gas when you're in a men's jail cell. They said passing gas, especially if it smells loud, they said that's like perfume, girl. That is like perfume. That's like love taps. Man, it get these men so up and at them, and they coming for that ass, okay? Yes, yes, yes. So it's sad out there, and in prisons, you're going to have to hide your poop. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be having it all out there. They think it's a mating call. And do you notice that these men are still sagging their pants? Yeah, that's a telltale sign too. They ready to bend it over. Especially you sagging your pants and you coming from the jail. You know the mentality in there with the men, and they're so hypersexual and they're so full of lust. Do you think lust, the spirit of lust, the spirit of Jezebel? Because don't get confused. Jezebel is a spirit. And in the spirit realm, it's no genders. It's no man, it's no female, it's none of that. It's just a spirit. And a Jezebel spirit can hop into a male's body, a female body, any type of body, because it's a motherfucking spirit. So, honey, when they got them Jezebel spirits all up in the male cells, all together, honey, do you think that lust stops? Hell no. The spirit of lust is just going to keep going after one hole to the next hole, and then they're going to have tolerance for male holes, and then they're going to be on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Woo, honey, I tell you, it's a lot of shit going on out here in these streets. Now, let's get these likes up. Let's please get these likes up, y'all. Come on. Come on. Hey, is that my girl? I haven't talked to you in a minute, honey. Hey, boo. Okay, they didn't change the name. Hey, how you doing? But I know that afro. I know that picture, girl. I know that picture. Okay, but let's keep on. I would love for you to come up here and break it down, because can't nobody break it down like she can break it down, honey. I'm telling you, my audience always love her. Okay, shit, they love her more than they love me, and I'm cool with it because I support her. All right, let's go.
And said something very deep is going on with Q.
Listen, son, can I please talk for 5 seconds? Listen, real. I'm not going anywhere. I know listen, son. Day 26 is my first priority. Just because I want to get better at dancing, just because I'm using my time wisely, and you sit here and sleep, does not mean you guys can manipulate me like that and do it for you. You look at me and say that. I did. How could you look at me and say, no. How could you look at me and say that?
Ooh, girl. And this is all over Diddy going up in his back door. He's mad at her because she knew Diddy was going up in his back door. She knew that Diddy was going to take it, And I don't know how much did Diddy pay her or what. But you see his ass, and Diddy probably thought he was gay anyway. Why would Diddy think he's gay? Because honestly, he gives off a little femininity. He does not give off a very masculine presenting man. You know what I'm saying? It gives off a male that you can take. He's for the taking, or he can be flipped. In jail, they look at men like that. They be like, oh yeah, I can flip his ass. Oh yeah, he gonna be my bitch. You know what I'm saying? They be sizing your ass up like that. And just like Satan, what he do? He walk around earth looking to see who he can steal, kill, and destroy. And honey, when Diddy saw day 26, he said, oh, this is a lick. Oh, this is a good one. I can easy getting in that ass. You know what I'm saying? With some drugs, Liza, or whatever. He said Diddy gave him some horse tranquilizer, and you already know, so he won't feel it. He can just eat. Well, I don't think he can ease in there if it's a virgin hole. But you know what? Don't he press 7 if he like that baby oil. Press 7 if he like that baby oil. See, that's when the baby oil come in. Because when it's so much friction, you put a whole bunch of that baby oil, you keep on playing with that motherfucker. Okay, and that shit just gonna slide right in, slide right in. Okay, and that's how he likes it. Okay. Hey, I just turned in. What's the 411? Child, day 26 just came out with another video and saying it out loud. Something happened to me. He feels like he been violated in the back door and he felt like his whole has been sacrificed. Ray J came out and said that Diddy done plowed his ass and made him boo-boo on himself. Then you got the other guy. What's the other guy name? The big fat short dude. He's short and he's kind of chubby. He was on that documentary and he said Diddy was he woke up next to Diddy and his butt was sore. You know what I'm saying? So Diddy, he liked to take it when these men are on that horse tranquilizer. You know, he want to take their soul. And they say a man's soul is in his back door hole. You know what I'm saying? That's why men are so sacred back there, because they know that's where the soul is. So it is a lot of shit that's going on, honey. Okay, the Diddy shit is coming back. That's what's going on. Yeah, Little Rod. I couldn't think of that dude name, Little Rod, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Little Rod, and his story hasn't changed. He always said that Diddy was playing him in his hole and want to come. And then you got to remember how he did Meek Mills. You know, he had Meek Mills screaming and hollering and everything on video. Even though Meek Mills, he denied it. But hell, I would deny it too. You know what I'm saying? If you supposed to be a straight man and you up here screaming like a bitch like that. I mean, he still kept a deep voice though. He wasn't sound like a whole woman. But you know, that's embarrassing. That's shameful. That's humiliating. You know, nobody, you know, he don't want nobody looking at him like a bottom like that. Hell, you got gay men that don't even want you to know that they get their bottom. So can you imagine what a straight identifying man? He ain't gonna ever say that was him or he did that, and I don't blame him. But we know that was him. I mean, it been so many videos. He over there hopping like a goddamn bunny, eating fries between men's legs in the pool, putting that ass up, and he's not successful with no woman, and that's the telltale sign he don't want no woman. If you want a woman, there's so many beautiful women out here. You can pick any woman you want and you can marry, you can just be happy. But he don't want that, clearly. Remember, he had Nicki Minaj and Nicki Minaj was buying him all type of shit and he didn't even want that either. Cause he don't want no motherfucking woman. Hello. But you know, that's not me for say. You know, he's still straight in my book. Wink, wink. Okay. Man, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Okay. Ooh wee, honey. That's what's going on.
You always ask me every day what's wrong. You has to calm down. What is going on? I don't know what's wrong with you. It's something deep. It is. Trust me, it's deep.
In the video he released, it seems like they were playing a prank on him by waking him up. But there was a couple things that kind of caught my eye. Q's whole body in this video that he released is soaking wet, and he claims that this was all sweat. But then another part of the video, you can see Diddy and he's laying down in the bed, and he looks like he is placing his hands around Q's private.
Did not tell you, bitch. Did not tell you. Did not tell y'all. Press 7 if I told y'all. And I haven't even seen her. I know what the hell I see. I know what I'm talking about. Hell. Diddy be slipping up because he really want to come out the fucking closet. He really wish he can just come on out like Lee Daniels and the rest of them. Ooh. I really think they all want to come out. I think TD Jakes wish he can live in a world where he can come out too. Ooh, my goodness. They hate they got to stay in the damn closet.
Areas, and people were in his comment section saying this. It was making a lot of people very uncomfortable to even watch this happening.
Hey, OG, how you doing, girl? So good to hear you.
Hey Gigi, how you doing?
Honey, I'm irritated. I'm pissed off with this. What's going on
It,
with you?
it's a lot going on. Oh my God. Like, you know, the sad thing about this situation, and it's nothing new that we haven't heard before with allegations, coming from anybody that was around, bad boy or bad boy camp, whether it was, back in the day or whether it was as recent as the day 26.
Mm-hmm. Are you there? Okay, I don't know what happened. She was talking real good, but
Can you
all
hear
of
me?
okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when you look at Q's situation, right? Like clearly there is some mental trauma there, right?
Yes,
Like
it
we
is.
we we're literally seeing him have a nervous breakdown right in front of the cameras. He had that same mental, not as bad, but he had to be excused and they had to take a break when Day 26 did that interview on Vlad. I watched it and I don't even watch Vlad. I don't rock with him. Like I've been unsubscribed from him, but I had to watch that because I wanted to see, this interview because I had heard through the grapevine years ago that a lot of those people from making the band had went through some trauma and possibly some, SA abuse. So I watched
OG,
the break.
sorry to interrupt you, but girl, you know Diddy was going in their back door, just like Chris Stokes was going in those other boys' back door. They've been doing
Absolutely.
this.
And I'm going to talk about, we
Come
going
on
to
now.
listen. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, so seeing that interview, he all but said, something happened to him. He was drugged and something happened to him, in that interview. And that's clearly, he's showing clear signs of some type of trauma in front of these cameras, right? And which is kind of the same thing that Lil Rod, you mentioned Lil Rod, that Lil Rod is talking about he experienced. So now when you put all these people that has come out with these allegations, and I'm not saying every last lawsuit that Diddy got on him is true, but I'm saying at the same time, everybody ain't lying on Diddy. Like everybody ain't lying on Diddy. And I think even now with seeing the spiral that Ray J is going through, it's a strong possibility what he just came out and said is true because he's been around Chris Stokes them and Diddy them since he was a little boy. People don't know how far Ray J and Brandy go back with the immature days, the even before it was another group that Chris Stoke was managing, little boys group, and they broke up, and then they went through a couple of it might have been immature, and they went through a couple of replacement artists because one or two of the little boys left the group and never came back, and they say it's rumored that something happened there, and their parents took them out of the group. So when you hear all these things, and to me, what Ray J is going through now, he's reminding me of the behavior that Orlando Brown portrays. That even though there's some mental issues there, they're like that they're like that broke clock that's right twice a day. So pay attention to the stuff that they say that you can believe that's possibly true. When a man that's supposed to be a heterosexual man say somebody been tampering in his back door, 9 times out of 10 he ain't lying because that is the hardest thing for a man to admit. Especially if he's allegedly heterosexual, even if he's bi or never had, or gay or never had that experience. If he's been tampered with, that is a hard thing for a man to admit. And
Yeah.
now, out of all these struggles, all of a sudden now, Ray J is coming out and saying this regarding Diddy. And if you
Mhm.
look at the track record, almost every party, almost every video at Diddy house where he, flashing with French Montana and all these people who you see there, Ray J.
Mhm.
If you really think back, But Ray J been around even further back, y'all, with the Chris Stokes days. That's why I believe when Ray J and Raz B had that conversation, Ray J was cutting him off. I don't know if y'all remember that when Raz B was spazzing out about what Marcus Houston and Chris Stokes done to him. And he
Yeah.
was on the phone with Ray J.
Yes, he
Ray J
was.
was literally cutting him off, saying, "No, no, man, we don't talk about that. We don't bring that up." Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if y'all remember,
I
but
remember.
yes, that's when Raz B was spazzing out about his allegations against Marcus Houston and Chris Stokes. So there it goes. All of those young men, Ray J, Orlando Brown, Raz B, all those boys from Immature, B2K, Quentin Tarvin, God rest his soul, Quentin Trevor, the one that passed away, that said the same thing with Chris Stokes. All of those young men come up in that same era. Brandy and Ray J came up in that same era with them. Brandy is the one who caused the eye patch to go over the little boy's eye, the one that in Immature that wore the eye patch. Brandy
Oh,
threw something and damaged his eye. See, that's how far back these little kids go. And all of them were in the industry young, and they hung around a lot of the same people. So a lot of the same situations happened to them. So I absolutely believe that this part of what Ray J is now saying is strong possibility is true. I've always believed something happened to Orlando Brown, regardless to the fact there's some mental issues going on with them. When a man or young man come out and say that they've been tampered with by another man, 9 times out of 10 they not lying, because that's a hard thing for them to say. That's a hard thing for men to admit, even if it happened in their childhood, whether it was the M1 or the R1, it doesn't even matter. It's hard for a male to say that, and it causes them to struggle with their sexuality.
yeah. You right about that.
So I'm not
And you
surprised.
better hope when it happened they didn't enjoy it a little bit. They're gonna be really messed up.
Well, see, this is the thing. I believe at one point in time, when that happens to you so much and it becomes a norm, at some point you may, because the way Orlando Brown talks, he admits to being bi now. He admits, I can't help but think if it happens to you over and over and over again, you are going to struggle as a man with your sexuality. You may still date women, but you are also going to struggle with that other side too, pulling you the other way, as being attracted to the opposite sex. You see, because when you're talking to ushers and all those people that started younger in the industry, they were groomed. They were groomed. That's what these predators do in the industry. They groom them while they're young. So all these young men were groomed. All of them. They were groomed by these predators. The Chris Stokes, allegedly, I'm gonna say for the sake of your panel, honey. I ain't trying to get sued, and I ain't trying to get you sued. Chris Stokes and the Marcus Houstons and, and the Diddys of the world and all the people like them allegedly grooming these people. We know the story of what allegedly happened, to Usher when he went to Diddy Flavor Camp. My big bro tells that story. Gene Deal tell that story on his platform. But see, don't nobody want to have those conversations. And when you look at back then, if Usher had to be sent to the hospital, why wasn't the hospital sued? Where's the paperwork from him going to the hospital? Why wasn't child services brought in when there's an underage young man coming here and the doctors and the nurses examine him and say, oh, he's been tampered with back there, to the fact where he's been torn back there? There's no evidence of none of that, which means a whole lot of people was paid off, right? Yeah. Allegedly.
And it sounds like Diddy have a pattern, a problem. If he did that to Usher, and if he did that to Justin, he probably did it to Day 26, and he probably did it to Little Rod. He likes to steal it. He steal that ass.
Well, Little Rod all but admitted when he showed that, was it an email or a text message? I think it was an email or a text message that Diddy sent him saying something about, I missed that limp leg. In the documentary. I don't know if y'all caught that.
So what is a limp leg supposed to mean?
Okay, so you got two legs that you walk on,
Oh, you
right?
talking about
But
the middle leg.
the male has the other leg.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
what Diddy was referring to with Little Rod when he said he would wake up and he would be butt naked, and sometime women will be in the bed with him, and sometime Diddy will be in the bed with him, and he wake up sore in
oh my,
certain private areas. Come on now.
I don't like to sleep with nobody. Man, woman, get the fuck away from me. I
So
don't
when
like all
so
that.
right. So when Diddy say, "Oh, I missed that limp leg," I don't think people caught that in that documentary. But if you haven't, go back and watch the Little Rod part when he read that it was either a text or email that was sent, right? Because we know that Diddy was sending some pretty, vulgar emails and texts to Lil Rod, to Audrey, Aubrey Day, whatever her name is, that girl that allegedly got essayed
Yeah.
according to a lawsuit that she's in, and she didn't allegedly don't even know what happened to her. She was so drugged up.
Wow. I think Diddy be having beards, girl. I believe like you get a straight man in the bed and then you get a
Hmm.
whole bunch of women. They know Diddy
Yes.
how to get down, but the women be all up in the dude's face and Diddy just be going down on the dude. You know what I mean?
Oh, no doubt. Well, that's how a lot of them live their life in Hollywood in general. A lot of them are married couples, right? They're appearing to be heterosexual couples, and it be on both sides. It be the men and the women, and they both be in whole other relationships with same sex people. That's been for a while now in Hollywood. Okay, so yeah, they're beards for men, and they're covers as well for women. I don't know what they call it for the females that go the other way, right? But
Uh-huh.
that's true. That is absolutely 100% true. I mean, look at uh, Anthony Geary that just passed away, played Luke Spencer on General Hospital. Remember Luke Spencer? Remember Luke and Laura wedding and all of that stuff? Now,
Not
who would
really.
have known? Who would have known? I bet you somebody, parents or grandparents in your chat
They
remember
do.
General
Yeah, they
Hospital.
know it. I
There
just
was a
don't know it.
big wedding with Luke and Laura, right? The whole big old thing. And who would have, out of all those years, I just found out that man was gay, living in Australia with his gay lover. But
Oh.
he played all heterosexual roles on TV. So
Mhm.
they've been doing this stuff for a long time. It ain't no secret. So he
Mhm.
wouldn't have had the popularity that he would have had in the soap opera had he came out as a gay man,
Yeah, that's a
unfortunately.
death sentence. You can't come out as gay.
Yeah, so, and I literally, because I remember in high school when now I'm telling my age, when the Luke and Laura wedding came out, and I remember my mama watching it, and it was a big thing. 30 million people watched a soap opera wedding with Luke and Laura, and I didn't know all those years. The man just died today, and I didn't know he was gay. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, they hide it very well. I mean, look how Luther have had to live his life. God rest his soul. Unfortunately, Freddie Jackson have had to live his life because even during their time, it just wasn't popular, especially when you're catering to a female fan base.
Yeah, no female that's lusting over you want to think about your real life with another man. It's
That
not
part.
gonna hit the same. So you gotta lie and you better hide it. Cause if we find out, it ain't gonna hit the same. Shit.
Exactly. So now when you see these young men spazzing out, coming out, or Orlando's been doing it for years. Now we got Ray J spazzing out. We saw Raz B spaz out on camera several times. You know what I mean? And then look at the unfortunate demise of Quentin Tarver. I think that's his name, Tarver, the one that was under Chris Stokes' camp as well. Back then, and he came out. Him and Raz B had a phone conversation. So when you see all of this, coming out, and they go real hard to silence you in the industry, they go real hard. Why do you think Orlando Brown, other than his mental health issues, that's played a part, but he hasn't been able to do anything probably major in the movies, probably maybe since Major Payne? He was in that with the Wayans brother, with Damon Wayans.
Mm.
I think that's the last probably big film he did.
Well, I can't tell you the last time I went to the movies. I mean, who goes to the movies anymore? I think now
Right.
everything is on YouTube
But
and
I'm
Netflix.
right. But I'm just saying, like, when you don't see them doing, to start as a child star, you lucky if you make it to be an adult star without losing your mind, right? Almost every child star have been through something, some type of traumatic in the industry, whether it's through the music industry or whether it's film and television. Almost all of them have. And
Mhm.
that's the unfortunate part. And this is the outcome when you see people spazzing out like that. And everybody's like, well, where's Sonia and where's Brandy at? Yeah, they stand far, far, far away from Ray J right now. That's what they doing.
Mhm.
They stand far, 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 far away. Okay, because he's spazzing out and starting to talk and say some stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
do he troll a lot and say a lot of crazy? Yes, he do. But pay attention when a man is saying he was tampered with. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
So this is tragic, but I'm not surprised, with this Q situation. I can tell the way that interview went on Vlad. I can tell the way Little Rod was in that documentary. Now, Little Rod come from my hometown, Chicago. His whole family come from music. Back they started in gospel. They were well known in Chicago, right? His family come way back starting in gospel music, and him making his way up, coming trying to get into secular music. And to have this opportunity, I'm pretty sure he thought was the opportunity of a lifetime. But look at
Wow.
him now,
Yeah. Wow.
you
Wow.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So now, did I hear you say that Day 26 has a lawsuit? Is it the group as a whole or is it just Q?
I don't know about the lawsuit. All I know is he's just trying to get his voice heard and he want people to take him serious. But it
Oh,
seems
okay.
like the black community don't take his ass serious.
Right. Well, a lot of times they don't take black men serious, unfortunately, and that's sad. That's
Mm.
sad. You know why? Because man, what was you doing? You didn't hit him back. You didn't pop him. You didn't. How could he if he was knocked out? If he was drunk? Like,
Yeah.
like, yeah. I'm just saying. Unfortunately, men are less believed even more than females are. Males are less believed even more than females are. I'll just say that, and it's unfortunate that it's that way, and that's why he's struggling with that. I think his bandmates know. I'm sure Don knows because I think he said Don was a part of allegedly, I should say, giving him paraphernalia.
Hmm. Yeah. Hold on. Let me tell you something. I never watched what you call it, Lord in the Wrestling. I've never watched
Young and the
that.
Restless.
Yeah,
Young and the
I've
Restless.
never watched that. Talking about some, you're not that young to the point you don't remember this show or movie. I don't. I've never looked at the.
Oh
I've
no,
never.
that was General Hospital. Yeah,
Yeah,
Luke
I've
and Laura
never.
was General Hospital. Yeah,
I never looked at what you call that, the soap
soap
operas.
operas,
Yeah,
soap operas.
I never looked at that. I never was into that. I
Yeah,
you
oh,
can't I
that was a big thing. That
yeah.
was a big. Yeah, it was huge back in the 80s. I'm gonna say 81, 82 ish.
Yeah, I
They
know.
were.
I have
Hmm.
family that watched it, but I've never watched it. So I don't know what they got going on that show.
Okay. Oh, and I want to say something else because you mentioned in this video right here that Diddy looked like he putting his hand on his private part.
He was, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if see, I'm older, so I remember all these things. Just like I remember seeing the first album cover of Immature and seeing all those young men laying in the bed with their underwear on. I said, that's strange. Like, why would they do that? I was saying that back then. I'm like, why would they put all them little boys in a bed together with just their underwear on and make it an album cover? I thought it back then it was strange. Now I'm looking at this video and it reminds me of when Diddy and Mike Tyson was on Arsenio Hall. Did y'all see the clip where Diddy went to touch Mike Tyson in an inappropriate way, and Mike Tyson moved his hand real fast on the clip? Does
I
anybody remember? Girl, listen.
One if y'all remember that. I don't remember that.
Listen. That's what this remind me of. When Diddy and Mike Tyson was on the Arsenio Hall show, and there's this little clip where they're talking, and then Diddy takes his hand, look like to go and put it on Mike Tyson's leg or something, and Mike Tyson take his hand and move it real fast.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
Just
people
that,
remember it. They said they saw
yeah,
it.
just that low key little sneak stuff that they do. All of that stuff be like a part of grooming, because you know what? They'll say something to you first or kind of rub you wrong just to see where you at, just to to gauge your temperature, right? To see if you how you gonna react to whatever it is they say or do, and that's how the grooming starts. That's
That's
how
a
Diddy
lot of
do.
nerve. That's a lot of nerve to put your hand on somebody's thigh. I think somebody's gonna knock me the fuck out. So I was like,
Especially if you allegedly a heterosexual male and another heterosexual alleged male is putting his hand on your thigh as a man or as a woman, even, and then kind of like want to rub it. That's kind of strange.
mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But did he have had, allegedly that type of like, let me check the room temperature type of mentality and attitude, you know what I mean, for a long, long time. If people just really look at certain video clips, y'all will see, be like, I didn't even think of it like that then, but now I'm looking at it funny. I swear to God, back then I said that about the Immature album. I was like, what the is all these are little boys. These are little boys. And you put them all in one bed with their underwear on, making them all look sexy. Like, what we doing?
Mm-mm.
That was so inappropriate. But see, it's things that we out of sight, out of mind, or we don't think that deep in our conscious to think about it.
Right.
But I thought it was strange then.
Yeah. Now, when he put his hand on Meek Mill's thigh, what'd he do?
On Meek Mill?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Did he put his hand on Meek Mill's?
I imagine he did a whole bunch with Meek Mills. I'm just saying, what do
Well,
you think Meek Mills did?
Yeah. Well, listen. Anytime you got two men that ain't twins, that didn't grow up dressing alike, and they start dressing alike as grown ass men. Come on now. You know that's shady. You know some ain't right there. The math ain't mathing on that. Like, come on now. Y'all dress exactly alike. You like identical twins would dress.
So you believe that was his boyfriend?
Oh, no doubt. No, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Come on, Gigi. Come on.
Damn.
Two men dressing alike.
So you know that means Nicki Minaj was going with a homosexual.
Well, Nicki almost, I mean, she kind of alluded to that. If y'all don't listen, y'all got to read between the tweets, read between the lines. As much as Nicki been spazzing out on Twitter, or Instagram, or whatever it is, as much as she been spazzing out saying stuff, y'all didn't see that one tweet that she said something alluded to the fact that she have dated men that was sus with liking other men, basically. Come on.
I didn't see that. I don't see everything she posts, but thanks for telling me.
Yeah. She all but alluded to it. She didn't name no names, but it's just like in that lawsuit, that little Rod guy where he didn't name no names, but you know who he talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So for Justin Bieber to get discovered by Usher off of YouTube, right? So now Justin Bieber is Usher's protege, right?
Yeah.
Why would you take your protege to the man that molested you unless you have now become a part of that grooming yourself?
Well, did you hear? They said Justin, he's a pedo too.
Did you hear what I just said? So you would take someone that young, because I think Usher team discovered him when he's like 13, 14 years old.
Yeah, real young.
Usher's allegedly been through what he's been through. you got a protege now, and that's just how the game went. So now you got to bring your protege to the person that was Usher's protege.
You think Michael Jackson did it too?
Did what?
Never mind.
Michael Jackson.
I don't wanna
Michael
start.
Jackson didn't take nobody, be nobody protege. What are you talking about?
Nothing. I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna stop.
Okay. No, but yeah, this is the thing. I will say this about MJ. I can't speak on that to the fact that we all that stuff been sus, right? But I can never say it factual. You know why? Because there has never been 100% concrete proof of anything. Even when the FBI went in there and swept his house from top to bottom, front to back, inside out, computers and all, hard drive, they found zero anything alluding to anything.
Mm.
But can we say that about Diddy? Nope, because when the FBI went in there, what they find? All kinds of evidence and stuff, right? So I can never speak on that because there's none infinity. There's been conversations from people with that had allegations, that did interviews once they became grown and said that their parents made them lie and say stuff for the money. You know, Michael talked about how his legal team forced him to settle and he wanted to fight it. Because sometimes settling is kind of a form of admitting some type of guilt. Well, let me just pay you off to make it go away, right? Same kind of the way that Diddy did with Cassie. Michael said he regretted doing it. He wanted to fight every case he had. Then you got people coming back that said that get on panels and platforms and interviews now that said they were coerced and told to say that by their parents. And then they get grown again and now they want to say some more allegations. So that's so confusing with that whole MJ situation. So I can't speak on anything that I can say is sus from a standpoint of something concrete or something that's like multiple people have come out with pictures and video footage, like none of that with MJ, but we know all of that with Diddy, right? So I won't say that. I'll never speak like that on MJ because I just don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, this I think that more. There's going to be more to come. I mean, things are always more lawsuits, more exposure, more. I think that just like Cassie set a catalyst for other people to come forward with the lawsuits, these documentaries did. 50 Cent has set a catalyst now. People gonna start making documentaries, okay, off of these different experiences from people in the industry. Remember the one that was supposed to come forward about TP that never came forward because he's supposed to have blocked that with a whole bunch of paying off for people? It never came forward with TP. We know who TP is, right? Y'all know who TP is, right?
Tyler Perry.
That part. Yeah. So, but I think that this is going to set a catalyst for other things. I don't think 50 is through. Honestly, I don't think he's through. With these documentaries, he might come out with a part 2 to Diddy. He may start working on somebody else. Who knows? Who could be next? I think that's probably a enemy of his. I would say probably Jay-Z.
Oh wow.
I would probably say because Irv Gotti is deceased now. God bless the dead. But see, you got to think of besides Ja Rule, Diddy, and Diddy, Ja Rule, and Jay-Z. Them the ones that was like his three nemesis now that Irv Gotti is gone. And seeing people think it could be a little bit of the whole baby mama thing. It could be. But I honestly think it's more of the how Diddy, Irv Gotti, and Jay-Z were gatekeepers to 50. They were gatekeepers. They didn't want him to get in. They were blocking him, literally. The same way they were doing DMX. If you listen to earlier interviews that these guys did, they talked about how they were blocked. So 50 had to get it by creating his own G Unit. You know, DMX had to go a roundabout way. Rough Riders. You feel me? Because these men have been gatekeepers in the industry for years. So if you don't acquiesce to whatever it is, whether it's bending over and busting it wide open, or sign it to me with some bogus 360 deal where I'm gonna be rich and you just gonna be famous. You know what I mean? That this is what then you ain't getting in. We gonna stop it, the front, the back, and the sides. We gonna stop it all. So these three men were gatekeepers when it came to 50 Cent, Irv Gotti, Jay-Z, and Diddy.
Ooh.
So I think it might be a little bit of I'm getting my lick back. He can't get it back off Irv Gotti because he's gone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's just my take, you know. I don't think it's over yet. I think listen, as petty as Fitty is, as trolling, much of a troll and petty as he is, and he see and watch them tweets, baby. And I literally think he be tweeting them himself. The way he be coming back, that come back on for Fitty, when they come at him, he comes right back. I think he trolls on Twitter and Instagram. So all the people, Marlon Wayans, Cedric the Entertainer, you know, all of them that you know that's on the Diddy train, you know, don't knock a bad brother right down type of stuff, and they tweeting all this, so saying stuff in the interview. Diddy, Fitty, what he do? Get on that Instagram and poke right back at him. Yeah. So I don't think he threw. And you got to pay attention to people that constantly what I should say, constantly, you know, cape for, you know, people like Diddy, right? You gotta look at those type of mindset of people. Most of the time, those type of mindset of people are into something shady themselves, or a part of, or procurers of said behaviors. Right?
Right.
They either quiet because they are part of it, or they're procurers of it. They turn the blinds out, whatever the case may be, or they may be a little sus themselves. So pay attention to the people that's coming out, you know, like, oh, Fitty, you know, you a snitch. Snitch. This is most of that stuff on that documentary we already knew anyway. The only thing that I think was new was the footage that he had of Diddy, you know, when Diddy was walking all around New York talking on the phone to his attorney. I think that's probably the newest stuff. Everybody else kind of knew everything else, right? Yeah. So what really did Fitty do but just shine more of a light on it on a more larger platform, right? Which he knew was gonna do the trick. And I don't think that it's over, because from what I have heard through the grapevine, that he had like 140 hours of that video footage of Diddy.
Wow. Yeah.
So there's possibly more to come. You see what I'm saying? So I think he just poked the bear a little bit right there.
Yeah. An appetizer. You know? Is that an appetizer?
Exactly. And check this. So because of Diddy old gatekeeping, slave patrol, master foreman ways, right? That he's always been in the industry. He could not stop that. You know why? Wow. He couldn't stop that video because he didn't own it. Oh. He didn't own it. He never paid the video man. So the footage belonged to the videographer, and he sold it to the highest bidder, who happened to be Netflix. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can't stop and try to put a stop to, or say send a cease and desist, or I'm gonna sue you type of situation, when people on that documentary literally brought receipts, text, email, pictures, video footage.
You
And
would
I
think
and I
Diddy
think
would be smarter than this. You would think Diddy would know that. I know that. I know if somebody take a picture of me, I don't own the rights to that picture because it's not my camera.
right. And then you see Diddy wanted to probably come back and use it later, right? For his own, to the reckoning, to say, look, I'm back out here in New York and Harlem, where I'm from. I'm out here with the people. But what did he say soon as he got in that van? Give me some sand sanitizer. I gotta take a bath in hot water and detox from shaking all these hands and hugging all these people.
Yeah. But that's why for me, I don't allow people to take pictures of me because I know I don't own the footage. And that's why if you guys get with photographers, even though you may pay photographers, they still be owning
They
the
still own the
original.
negatives. The negatives, yeah.
Yeah, the original. So just be careful and mindful of that when you get video photographers. That's why I like to do my own shit. And you can
Unless
have a
you put it
remote
in a
control and you can
unless
record
there's in a
yourself.
contract where they have to give you the negatives as well. Now, if you're doing some type of special project and special contract, that can be drawn up where they have to give you the negatives. And if they don't, you can sue them later, right? But we know most people that take pictures, they're providing, the photographer is providing you a service. But see, this is the thing, the videographer was supposed to sell it to Diddy, which means it would have been owned by Diddy. So yeah, in that case, Diddy could have stopped 50 from that putting that part in the documentary, but he couldn't because he didn't own it. He never paid the man, which is another track record of Diddy, right? Of not paying people. So that came back to bite him in the anus,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
If he
yeah,
would have paid people, I mean, he wouldn't be in so much drama.
that part. Anytime you have a record label and the only person that became wealthy from it is the CEO, that's problematic. Anytime you got other artists dying broken, destitute, going to prison, or finding religion, because that's pretty much what happened to everybody that was on Bad Boy. They either found religion, went to prison, or they passed, and they died broken, destitute. Right? Hence Black Rob. Hence Craig Mack. Hence, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what happened to the what's his name? Got locked up. He's out now. But he was on Bad Boy before he got locked out. I forget his name. He ended up meeting with Diddy before he got locked up. You know what I mean? But and then Mace, all the rest of them, they found religion and all this. Like Loon, he's a Muslim. Like most all of them. But what they all share in common is they all never got wealthy from being on Bad Boy. The only person that got wealthy was Diddy. Okay,
Yeah.
the one with the less talent, the one who bit off of everybody else's talent, right?
Yeah.
From the way they dressed, he took a lot of that from Pac. Like Gene Deal said, with the whole start wearing the Versace shirts and stuff. Other than that, they was dressed hardcore. Remember when they came out? When Biggie came out, he had the bandana on and he was dressed all hard, the boots. But all of a sudden, Death Row come with this new wave in. Let me get the Versace shirt, like Gene said, and the women in the video, and we partying at the mansion. And then that's when Bad Boy started doing it. So everything that everybody else did, Diddy didn't do nothing but mimic it. Mimic it and mirrored it to the fact that whatever other woman that all them other rappers had, especially Pac, he wanted them. Look what he doing with Diddy's baby mama. All them other girls, was with other artists or rappers prior to Diddy being with them. Do you really think he could have got them men? I mean, them women just on looks alone. Men like him got to have money, got to have something else to compensate for what he lacks, which is looks. And I'm heard, that third wheel. I heard he lacks in both of them departments. So when you got money, you don't look so unattractive. You don't, they don't care about your little itty bitty ditty committee down there, right?
Yeah.
So you compensate with your money. You lead with that. That's what you get the women with. So yeah, that's all he did was took Bad Boy and mimicked everybody else and became very, very wealthy off the backs of everybody else. Just like I said, just like the slave master did, and he became that overseer, that gatekeeper. The whole same mentality a lot of them have when they get that big, the Jay-Z's, when they got that big. Who are they really helping on? I mean, even on Rock Nation, who other than Rihanna that's really gotten wealthy? Trying to think on Rock Nation. I don't know. If y'all don't know, put in the chat other than JC and Rihanna. Yeah. So think about that. Yeah. And now you starting to see the downfall, of these big alleged, moguls of our time in hip hop and stuff. But look at the scar they left, on hip hop. Look at the scar. And this is just scratching its surface. And to even to be fair with Diddy's trifling, but he ain't the only one.
Yeah.
He just the only one they talking about because he got arrested, but he ain't the only one. So all of them other ones that you hear talking bad about 50 coming out with this documentary and saying it's bad, kicking him while he down, you'll snitch, you this, you that. These are the same men that probably engage in said behavior. Okay?
Yeah.
That's real. And it's a thing, that they do, a code that they have where they take up and protect each other. So honestly, it's almost like being psychologically gay. You have such an alliance to another man. It's like psychologically being gay. And I see that all the time, in a lot of men. They will cape and go hard more for they homie, they boy, than they would on the woman they lay next to in the bed every day. Married to, got kids with and everything. It's called psychologically being gay. Some of them actually are. Okay? I said what I said. Sorry, not sorry. Right?
Yeah, a lot of people, husbands like that.
That part, laying right in the bed next to wifey. Oh man, I got a story about a big CEO of one of the biggest casinos there is in Las Vegas, married with kids, but taking it in the, where.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that personally because my friend who is, gay, was going to them gay parties, saying that gay stuff and that he was there. And he's a married man with children. Okay? So yeah, that stuff happened all the time. All the time. So I'm not surprised, unfortunately, so many have paid the price, to just want to see their dreams come true. Why does it have to be that hard if you got a natural born talent for you to not just see my talent and to let me prosper off my talent? And it's just a mentality that was done to Diddy that he is now doing to others. So when they come talking about don't kick a brother, when the brother down, the brother didn't do nothing but kick everybody that looked like him down. So miss me with the bull.
Right.
Everybody that Diddy kicked down look like us. So please miss me with the don't kick the black man while he down. Was you saying that same rhetoric when that black man was kicking all his other people down? See, it's the hypocrisy for me, right?
Right.
Yeah. So when you see all of these people that all they wanted to do was showcase their talent and their gifts to the world, and the price they paid for it is sad. And it's so many that just ain't saying nothing because they're quiet. So you're going to have three types, right? In the industry. You're going to have the advocates, right? that advocates for this behavior to stop because they've been a victim of it, or you're going to have the ones that's never going to speak about it. They're going to shut their mouths and they're going to die with the secret, right? Or you're going to have the predators. Them the only three. You have three types when it comes to those behaviors. So pay attention to the ones that's talking like they're talking against 50 for putting this documentary out, talking about kicking a brother while he down mentality. Miss me with it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Right? So
Right.
yeah. But that's all I got. That's what I wanted to say
Well,
about that.
we glad that you came up here, girl. It's so good to hear from you. And you know
You
you
too.
got everybody in the chat just loving you, honey. They just loving you.
You know I have to be taking my mental breaks, right, from you too. But I miss you, so I come up and holler at you every now and then,
And
you
I
know. So
appreciate it. I definitely
no problem, baby. I will talk to you later.
All right, y'all. That was OG Patricia coming through. That's how y'all come through up here at the Messy Sweet Spot. If y'all want to come up here and say a word or give your opinion, you guys are free to do it as well. All right. Woo! Didn't she do a great job speaking? Press 10 if you guys enjoyed OG Patricia. Give her a round of applause, y'all. Come on now. Yes, 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 yes. All right. They said, baby, you spoke nothing but pure facts. Okay. They said, thanks, OG. All right. Tens across the board. Tens across the board. Yeah, she hit the home. Yes, she did. Woo. All right. The hate train on Jack is, oh my God. Lord. Ooh. Trinity, you almost got me caught up repeating what you was going to say. Yes. Man. We ain't even going to go there, girl. All right, y'all. Well, I'll come live tomorrow, so feel free to come back tomorrow. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. I thank you all for coming here, sharing this space with us to talk about these serious topics in our neighborhoods. Love y'all. Bye.